You got me still in the mic? Okay. Tell me when. Oh, hi. Hi, this is Robert Hale. I'm ready to go. Welcome. I'm your host today. Again, Robert Hale. This is the Great Age Movement at Home Lab series in partnership with the Health Museum. Thank you again for having me back. I really appreciate it. And again, welcome. We're coming to you from Houston Heights, and I'm glad to be back today. A couple things. What we're going to do today is we're going to go through an exercise program. I know some of you have been through these programs with me before, so hopefully some of it is very familiar. And the other thing we're going to add to that is, as many of you know, I am a certified personal trainer, and I'm also a certified nutrition coach. So in today's program, what I would like to do is combine some exercising, some good exercise routine, and we're going to stop during some of the routine, and then I'm going to talk about some nutrition tips and some nutritional support items that may be helpful for you. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use a combination of weights. We can use water bottles. You can do these exercises sitting. You can do these exercises standing, and whichever works for you. Make sure that if you are dizzy, if you experience any weakness, if the exercise is too hard for you, that you don't partake, that you go ahead and sit down. We're recording this segment so that you can watch it at a later date. And also make sure that you do have your doctor's recommendation and it's okay for you to exercise and to go through these exercises, and your physician and your medical team supports that. Okay, so we just want today, as most of you know, what we always want to do is we want to start out with a good warm-up. So we want to do a good 5 to 10 minute warm-up. So we're going to start with a warm-up. We're going to go there. Before I start, another couple things I want to tell you is it's really important in our fitness life that we not only do a good strength workout, whether we're using bands, resistance bands, whether we're using dumbbells, whatever that is, we want to make sure that we're moving our body, that we're doing some resistance strength training every week. And then also in conjunction with that, we want to make sure that we're adding cardiorespiratory. We want to make sure that we're walking, or that we're biking, or that we're using the elliptical, or that we're doing water aerobics, or some form of cardiorespiratory exercise. They all work together. It's not good just to do one. So you want to do your strength training, you want to do your cardiorespiratory, and then finally, and one of the reasons I did go back and get my certification in nutrition is a very big part of that triangle. So you need all three working together. You need to be cognizant of all three of those so that you can be your best you. So make sure you include all of those in your world: your nutrition, your strength training, and your cardiorespiratory. Okay, I just want to add that. Now let's go ahead and get started in today's program. Again, we're going to do a quick 5 to 10 minute warm up. The first warm up we're going to do is we just want to move. I always start at the top and I kind of move down. So we want to start at the top, and I just want you to move your head from side to side. Kind of feel that stretch. Make sure that you're breathing. Take your deep breaths. Inhale, exhale out, side to side. Very nice. Okay, now if you remember, we're going to look down. We want to look up to the sky, going to look down, and we're going to look up. Very nice. So we're kind of shook out, kind of getting the blood moving, the body working. We're going to move the blood flowing through the body. Let's work on our shoulders. We're going to move our shoulders up. Okay, we're going to stretch those shoulder muscles and those shoulder joints that we're going to be using in a minute. And then let's go back. Let's move those shoulders back. That's very nice. Okay, and get that working. And then let's do some arms. Okay, let's do our arms. Let's do some circles. Let's get those circles as big as you can go. Okay, if you can't go big, just go smaller. Just get that movement going. Remember your breathing. Okay, don't hold your breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's reverse it. Okay, let's go back. Okay, you're feeling that in your arms and in your shoulder, and we're getting our body warmed up and getting it ready for today's exercise routine. All right, my favorite, let's do some punching. Okay, let's do some punching. Let's work on our chest muscles, our arms, and do some punches for a few minutes. All right, are you with me still? Are you going? Very nice. Why don't we do side to side? Okay, should be feeling that in your shoulders, in your chest. You're working a little bit of core, so everything's moving now. All right, let's do to the sky. Punch up to the sky. All right, get that moving. Let's shake it out. Let's bring it down and shake it out. Shake out our hands, move our fingers, shake our hands out. Let's do some chest. We're just going to move our arms to our chest, kind of work on our chest muscles, back and forth. Okay, work on our chest. You'll feel that in your back. Okay, you feel that in your arms. We're gonna finish that with some hips. Put your hands on your hips, your feet about shoulder width apart, and just move side to side. Okay, very easy. And then we want to swing our hips around, make some circles, and then go back. All right, very nice. All right, we're going to end today's warm-up with some marching. Okay, so just in place. Again, if you're seated in a chair, you can do some marching in a chair. If you're standing, bring your knees up as high as you can. If you can't bring them up that high, even doing smaller marches is fine. So whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you can do safely, then let's do some marching. Okay, all right. So everyone's feeling warm, ready to go. We're going to start today's exercise routine with sit to stand. This is one of my favorite exercises because it's so crucial and such an important exercise. It involves multiple muscles, multiple body parts. It's what we call a compound exercise because it's not just involving one muscle, it's involving many different muscle groups to perform this exercise. And the other reason I love it is because as we get older, as seniors, as we age, many of our activities and our daily living activities surround around sit to stands. If you think about it, getting in and out of a car, you're sitting to standing, getting up from your chair, getting up and out of the toilet, getting in and out of a bathtub, all of those activities, our daily activities, revolve around sitting to stand functions. So that's why I think it's such an important one for us to practice on a daily basis, and it also helps with our balance. Now, today we're going to go through 3 progressions. So I'm going to show you the one you want to start with, and when that becomes too easy and you've mastered that, then we're going to go to another progression that's a little bit harder, and then we'll end up with a 3rd progression. So again, just have a chair, a steady chair that you can sit in, and one preferably that has handles on, or arms on it. And I just want you to sit up straight. I want your back straight. I want your core engaged, and I want you to hold onto the arms of the chair. I want your feet flat on the floor, and then we want to move toward the edge of the chair. We don't want to be all the way back in the chair. And then I want you to simply press up, okay, and then come back down. And come back down easy. Do not flop back down in the chair. Come back down easy. And we're going to do this one for a count of 5, and then I'll show you the other progressions. 2, 3, and you should do this for a count of 10, 4, 5. Okay, and again, if you're doing this exercise, you can do it to 10. And then I'll show you, if you want a more advanced way, what you can do is just use one hand, place the one hand on your arm of the chair, and then press up using one hand only. And that's going to be a progression to this exercise, a little bit harder, and then go up. And I'll do 5 with this one. And if you're doing this exercise, you can do count of 10, and make sure you're keeping your core engaged, your back straight, and do not flop down, but sit gently. The 3rd and final progression to this exercise when you've mastered everything else is you can use your arms across your chest and not use them for support any longer when you get to that point. So when it's safely to do so, and when you're ready, what you do is place your arms cross, and then go ahead and make sure your feet are flat on the floor, your back is straight, your core is engaged, and simply move up. And I'll do this to a count of 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. I hope you felt that. Again, it's compound exercise, so you're working multiple body parts, and that's one reason I like to do it on the front end of an exercise back routine rather than the back end, because we use so many different body parts and muscle groups. I want you to be fresh and ready to go with that. Make sure you're deep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Let's not hold our breath. Next thing we want to do is we want to do calf foot rockers. And I'm simply going to turn the chair so you can see what I'm doing. We did this one last time, so many of you are probably familiar with it. But I want you to hold on to the back of your chair, to the back of a steady chair, and simply go up on your toes and go back on your heels. Go up on your toes and go back on your heels. We're going to do this to a count of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. This is great for balance. It really works our calves. It works our foot. Works all the muscles in our foot and our calves and our legs and our lower legs, and is really helpful for our balance. And that is 10. All right, very nice. Okay, so that takes care of really some of our lower body exercises in the first exercise we're doing. And now, as I talked about at the beginning of the program, is I want to stop here for a minute. Take a break. Everyone did great. Take a quick break. If you have water, I want you to take a drink of water. And that's going to be my first topic, a subject. My first nutrition topic is how important it is that we do drink water. 60% of our body is made up of water. Every function in our body depends on and needs water to function properly. Our skin, our digestive system, everything in our body is dependent on water. And as a nutrition coach, many times what I find is my clients are not getting enough water. They're not getting enough hydration daily. So one of the tips that I provide and that I use myself is I carry around a water bottle everywhere I go. So this is a thermos that keeps my water cold, and it fits in my cup holder in my car, and it goes everywhere I go. So wherever I'm at, it's like a third arm. And I've always got this water available. I probably fill it up 3 to 4 times a day. So that's just one tip that you can use, is make sure you always have water available, and that it's always there for you to have good hydration. And everybody's hydration needs is different. So it's really sometimes going to be dependent on your activity level and your medical conditions. And, so that's something that you also want to make sure you check with your dietitian or your physician, and you want to make sure you get the right amount of water. It's something as a nutrition coach that we analyze right off the bat. First thing is we look at water and water consumption. So again, keep a water bottle handy. The other trick I like is some of my clients indicate that, I don't like the taste of water, or it's too bland, I can't drink it. And then I suggest with my water, for example, I add mint. So I just take a sprig of mint and I just kind of crush it a minute to activate it and throw it in my water. And that, for me, helps with digestion. And it also helps for the water to taste, for me, better. You can use lemon. You can use lime. You can use cucumber. You can cut them up. You can put them in your water. It's nutritionally, adds a little nutritional value to your water. And it also makes it taste different than maybe just plain ordinary water. Okay, so my first tip of the day, nutrition tip, is drink that water, drink more water. The other thing is, if you are hungry, If you have cravings during the day and you're really hungry, I always tell my clients, drink 8 ounces of water if you're really, really hungry. And many times what happens is our hunger cues are mixed up in our body with our thirst cues, and our brain's telling us we're hungry when actually we're just thirsty and we're dehydrated. So many times, if you're hungry, try drinking some water and see if that will alleviate the hunger. Many times it does. So that's another quick tip. And I need a drink. All right. So your water. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do work on our back, and we're going to work on some chest press. I'm going to go ahead and sit down to do this. You can use weights. You can use a band, okay? Or you can just use your body weight and just use your body mechanics. So I want you to hold your arms straight and just move forward. If you have bands, you could twist those bands around your arm and just go back, bringing your shoulder blades together, and you're going to feel those back muscles working. Very nice. Okay, and we're going to do a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, you can use either weight. You can use, if you want to grab some water bottles. I've got a couple here. You can take some water bottles as weights if you want to increase your resistance, and just keep your shoulders level, keep your core engaged, and you can use these to work on your back muscles. You should feel that in your back. Just bring your shoulder blades together. Okay, so now we're going to work on some chest presses. Okay, make sure you're deep breathing. Inhale, hold it, and exhale. Remember at one of the shows we talked about how important it is to deep breathe, to get that deep belly breathing in, how important that is for stress reduction and how important it is for exercising. So don't hold your breath when you're exercising. Make sure you're deep breathing, breathing in and out, as we discussed at the couple shows ago. Let's do some chest press. Okay, we can move these in and then twist them out. So put your palms in and then your palms to the floor. Okay, and we're going to do 10 of these. I'm using water bottles. You can use weights. You can put a resistance band behind your back and use a resistance band. 5, 6. I want you to engage your chest. Feel those chest muscles. 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Very nice. Very good. Okay. The next thing is we're going to stop there and we're going to take a break. If you need to take a drink of water, take a drink of water. But now we're going to talk about another nutrition tip that I have, and that's to eat slowly. Many times in my nutrition coaching practice, what I find and what we found and what studies have shown is we all eat too fast. We have TVs going, we have our iPhones and our cell phones out, and we're text messaging and we're calling people and we're talking. And when we're doing all this, we're not paying attention to our hunger cues. We're not paying attention to our body. We're overeating and overstuffing ourselves because we aren't, our mind is not catching up to our GI system to know that we've eaten too much. So my tip is to eat slower, to slow it down, turn off the phones, get the phones to the side, enjoy the company that you have around you, and eat slowly. Take your utensils, take your fork, grab a bite of food, and then I want you to put your fork down and I want you to chew your food completely. It's really important. So the slower we chew, the less we tend to eat, and the more that we will catch those fullness hunger cues from our body. So I want you to slow down the eating. The other thing that helps us with our eating and with slower eating is when we eat whole, natural fruits and vegetables versus processed or fast foods. Processed and fast foods are designed and are manufactured in such a way that it allows us to eat it very quickly, and it digests very quickly. So if you think about it, and you can try this test yourself, we've done it a million times. I can give you a salad and then I can give your counterpart a fast food hamburger, and I'm going to tell you that the fast food hamburger is going to take about 10 chews to get it done, get it digested, whereas the salad's going to take you maybe 20 chews because it causes you to chew more, and it takes longer to get that food group digested. So the hint is, the suggestion is, let's eat more whole, natural foods versus processed and fast foods. And even when you do eat processed and fast foods, when you have to, or when you're in that situation, make sure you go slowly. Take your time. I always say, whoever the slowest person is at your table eating, that you might be aggravated with because they're slow eating, mimic that person. Follow that person's eating cues. I want you to go as slow as the slowest eater in your family or your friends are. That's how slow I want you to eat. And from that, you're going to feel those fullness cues and not overeat, hopefully not overeat. So it's just another habit, another tip that's very helpful in our eating, okay? Okay, let's get back. Now that we've done that, we've had a quick break, let's work on some shoulder raises. And since I'm seated, I'm going to stay seated. You can do this standing, or you can do it sit in a chair like I am. And let's just move our hands up to shoulder height and stop. Okay, back up and back. And 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Very nice. You can do that to a count of 10. We also want to work on our arm muscles. Our triceps will work first. As the name suggests, we've got 3 muscles, so it's the larger muscle in our arm. So we're going to work on our triceps first, and then we'll work on our biceps. A really good exercise that I like, again, you can do it standing or as I'm seated, and you just go ahead and make sure your feet are flat on the floor, your back is straight, your core is engaged, and just move up and back, okay? You're just folding your arm. This will help with the flabby on the back of your arm. And again, if you need to use a water bottle or you want to use a weight, you can do either one of those. And we're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Now for the other side, I'm going to go ahead and use a water bottle because I'm going to add some resistance. I'm going to add some weight to it. And I'm going to go 1 and push up to the sky. 2, working back this tricep muscles. 3, 4, 5, 6, sit up straight. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hopefully everyone felt that muscle working, felt those tricep muscles working. And now we're going to bring it back to the other side, and we're going to work our biceps, okay? And what we want to do is, I'm going to do it without the weight now, and just show you. We want to put your palms facing in, and then bring them up facing you. Bring them in, and bring them up facing you, okay? And we're gonna work those biceps. We're going to do a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to grab some weights. Oh, let me grab my weights for the other 5. I want you to do 10, but I'm going to grab my weights because I need some more resistance. So that was 5, 6. Feel that bicep muscle working. Keep the back straight. 8. You can also do this standing. 9 and 10. Very nice. I hope you felt that in your biceps and your triceps, and got those arms working. And again, you can use a water bottle or you can use your weights, whichever you use. All right, we're going to take a break at this point, and we're going to talk about our final nutrition tip of the day, and that is, I'm going to talk about trigger foods. Okay, and this is a big one. when I'm coaching, nutrition coaching, I like to categorize 3 different food groups. So the food you're eating is either going to be a green food, so it's going to be nutritious for you, it's good for you, it supports your goals, it's whole foods, it's natural foods, it's fruits and vegetables. And then there's yellow foods that are not bad, they're okay. It may be cheeses and some other dairy products and foods that aren't necessarily bad, and they don't necessarily support your goals, but you don't want to eat a whole lot of them. So those are what we categorize as your yellow foods. And then we have our red foods, which those are the foods that there are trigger foods. They're those foods that when you're stressed out, when it's late at night, what are you going to grab? Is it ice cream? Is it a chocolate bar? Is it a cake? Is it a cookie? For me, it's chocolate, it's sweets, it's cookies, it's candy, it's all those highly processed, very sugary foods, again, are my red trigger foods. And for many people out there, for you, it may be the same. So one hint there, one idea is, if we have those foods available, if they're in our pantry and in our cupboards, we're going to eat them. So the tip is to make those least available, to make sure that you have the fruits, the vegetables, make sure you have the peaches, the pears, the apples, the bananas. You want all those to be at hand's reach, so that when you have that stressful moment or you've got that trigger going off in your mind, that you grab the apple, you grab the banana, and you don't get the trigger food. So that ideally it would be great not to have those around. But if you do want a sweet once in a while and you do want a little bit of chocolate, you can have them, but I would put them up high. Put them at the top of your pantry. Put them out in your garage. Put them up in your closet in the other room, because what happens is if they're harder to get to, it's going to make it that much harder for us to grab them. And it's going to help us to curb eating more of those red foods that don't support our goals. Okay, so that's the final nutrition tip. I've got a million more, but those are just some very simple ones. Drink enough water, eat your meals slowly, and those trigger foods for you, don't get them. And if you have to have a treat once in a while with the trigger food, that's okay too. Just put it up high, put it out of reach. Put all your whole foods and your fruits and vegetables. Those are the ones you want to have easy to reach and easy to access. All right, we're going to bring this home today. We're going to do cool down and stretching. As you know, we do a 5 to 10 minute warm up at the front end, and at the back end, we do a cool down, or we do a 5 to 10 minute stretching. All right, and I'm already seated, so we'll just stay right here. You can do this seated or you can do it standing. So let's just do, again, some shoulder rolls to get those shoulders kind of stretched out from us working them this morning, and get those going, and then go backwards. Okay, and we want to do some breathing exercises, because I love breathing exercises and it's so important. Keep your feet flat on the floor. I want you to move your arms up and inhale. Come down and exhale. Inhale, deep breath. Hold it, and exhale out. Very nice. One more time. Uphale, and exhale. And we're going to do one. I want you to hold your hands at the top. Hold them at the top. And then I want you to stretch from side to side. Oh, I don't know about you, but I feel that stretch. So stretch those muscles side to side. Very nice. Very nicely. All right. Finally, let's stick our foot out, stick our toe to the sky, and let's just go down our leg and stretch. Okay, this is going to stretch our back. It's going to stretch out our leg. You're going to feel a little bit of core in here, and it's going to stretch it out. And then let's move, get to the other leg. Okay, we're ready to go. All right, very good. Make sure you keep breathing. You don't want to hold your breath. Inhale and exhale. Very good. All right. Okay. All right. So that concludes our show for today. Again, we had a 5-10 minute warm up. We went through a series of exercises. If you didn't get all the exercises done, or you had to stop, go back. This is going to be recorded. It'll be on the Health Museum website and also the Great Age Movement website. So you can go back and access those videos if you want to watch it again or kind of listen to those tips again. But again, remember your water. It's really important. Remember to eat slowly. Practice that this weekend. That's your homework. Eat slower. That's this weekend's homework. And then again, watch those trigger foods. Also, remember, same time next week, same place, same channel. We're going to have more health and fitness and nutrition tips for next weekend. More fitness coming up. So join Great Age Movement and the Home Lab series next week for another show, 10 a.m. Saturday. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the outside. See you later. Bye-bye.